Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 9 trades to end this week of trading. Today's date is July the 16th and 2 of these trades I took last night during the Asian session, right in here where it says July 15 and 15 here. Pound New Zealand, New Zealand yen, and I just let it run, monitored it, make sure my stops are okay, so I didn't have too much to worry about. Keep in mind that some of these workhorses, 20 pips stop will not hold. But once I get the trigger, the system telling me to either buy or sell, and the most important thing, which all traders make a mistake, they don't check the higher time frames. Now, that's what I do. I'm a day trader, so I go to the daily, 4 hours, 1 hour, analyze the charts, and if the trend is up, I'm buying, and if the trend is down, I am selling. Now, I may do a cycle, could be, 40, 50 pips, but that doesn't bother me. It'll just go to the next area of structure or support or resistance, same thing, and then continue going in the direction that the higher time frames are telling me. Now, before I get into these trades, this is very important. That's why I say it every day. I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time. And that includes all my trigger systems. Now, it took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. To get that up to 80 or 90% success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, and a lot of education. I provide the education. You must buy this education and then do the homework, or you will fail at trading. I highly suggest putting in more than one trade, as no one knows which pair will give the greatest number of pips. That is why I place 3 or more trades at a time. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I will put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. Now, I was so sure that the pound New Zealand was going to go down from the Asian session last night. I took one of the trades over here and I did 2 more, even though it did do this cycle around to test market structure here. And I'll go through all 3 of the trades. So we'll just start off with the first one right here, pound New Zealand. That one was this morning, right at this time. Originally, the stop was a little bit higher up. And keep in mind that these workhorses will many times go more than 20 pips against you. So you got to know where to put your stop. It has to be swing pivot high or low to the left. But everything was screaming here to sell. The FX trigger system from way back here, red boxes, the higher time frames. So I took the trade knowing that it could do a cycle, another cycle, which didn't bother me. I just kept an eye on it. Went against me about 50 pips, wasn't too worried about it. And I closed out this one trade with 7 pips. And those 7 pips on the first pound New Zealand trade, or this trade, was $489. Remember, once you know trend direction, then eventually you know it's going to come back in your favor with about a 95% certainty. And that's why you have to have trade management in order. Moving on to, we'll just go in the order from the way I have them at the moment. The dollar CAD. Let's go check out the dollar CAD here. drag and drop it up. Now another little trade secret. By the way, everything I'm telling you plus 100 times more education, tips and tricks are within the training videos. When I see it a little bit messy like this with the FX trigger system, I just go one time frame higher, 30 minutes, and it's telling me to buy. So that's exactly what I did, knowing that it can come back to the goal line, which is what it did. Now, again, not a big deal. Took the trade, went about 19 pips against me, and I closed it out just being happy with 13 pips. And 13 pips on the dollar CAD trade paid $1,031. All of these things and much, much more tips and tricks on how to trade the market successfully. That is what I teach within the training videos. Moving right along to, here's another pound New Zealand. This one I did last night at 8 p.m. So that'll be back in here. Let's see, pound New Zealand, back in here. Let's drag and drop. Well, let's move. Oh, I can leave. Let me clear this up first with the FX trigger system. Here it is here, all cleaned up. Drag and drop this up. Here's another one that went against me, but I knew once I got the signal that it could come back, but that didn't bother me. Just to let you know, after it was in my favor, I finally adjusted. You have to put your stop up here, just to let you know that. First swing pivot high. So originally my stop was up there, which was 100 pips. It went against me 70 pips, and I knew from the daily and the 4 hours and the FX trigger system telling me going down. And when I got up this morning, I was up about 23 pips. It decided to do another cycle, test this resistance, and if I would have stayed in the trade, I'd be up even more pips. But I was extremely happy with the pip totals, and I'm pretty sure that that's at least 180 to 200 pips I got today. And I ended up with, looks like 19 pips. And 19 pips on this pound New Zealand trade paid $1,329. Okay, let's move on to the next, this pound New Zealand. I traded it 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. So let's drag and drop it up. I did this one this morning right here. It decided to do another cycle. Same situation as previously before. Went against me about 60 pips, and I closed it out with 20 pips profit. And those 20 pips paid $1,331. I'm also in the stages of learning how to stack your trades on one currency pair. If you're really sure it's going to go down, you can either add to your positions. Some traders call it stacking. And so that's what I was practicing today. Pound New Zealand 3 times here. Next one I did was the New Zealand yen. Let's run a check on that, see where I got in at. Took the trade. This was another one I did during the Asian. Right here last night at 8:07, right at this point right here. Original stop was down here, but as it was moving up, I tightened it up to here. So let's see what it went against me. Looks like 17 pips. And I finally closed it out just being happy with 15 pips. And 15 pips on the New Zealand yen paid $1,362. Moving right along to the next trade. Let's see, pound dollar. Let's see where I got in at. Got the signal right here. There's your arrow to sell. Not a problem. It decided to do another cycle. Wasn't overly too worried about it, as the higher time frames was telling me also to sell. Did go against me 35 pips, and I closed it out just being happy with 25 pips. And 25 pips on the pound dollar paid $2,500. Okay, let's check out the next trade. Pound Swiss. Here we go. Drag and drop it up. Now remember, there's a lot of ways to trade, and many times I'll trade going against what the FX trigger. FX are the two blue lines and the boxes up here. But after I drilled down the lights from the higher time frames, I knew that it was going to drop. But of course I knew that it could do another cycle, which is fine. It didn't bother me. I took the trade at this cursor right here. And just in case you didn't know exactly what I'm talking about, I checked the daily. It was red, arrow, 4 hours, simple, red, there's your arrow. Then of course you're going to go down to the smaller time frames, down to the 15 minutes, and you're going to pull the trigger. You know you want to sell, not too complicated. Went against me, 30 pips, didn't bother me. Got another sell signal here, by the way. But once it was bouncing around the ADR, I was happy with 23 pips. So I closed out the trade, and those 23 pips on the pound Swiss paid $2,500. I teach that and a lot more within the training videos. Remember, you must get the education, because if you try to wing it on your own, you will just be making the brokers very happy because they will take your money. Moving on to the next trade, Euro Aussie. I bought this one. It was screaming to buy from way back when. Drag and drop this up. Let's see where I got in at. Now this looks like a much better chart setup. Everything is screaming to buy. All the moving averages. It's a great way to trade. Took the trade at this cursor right here, and it only went against me, just to let you know, like maybe 2 pips, and I closed it out with 42 pips, and 42 pips on the Euro Aussie trade paid $3,108. Moving on to the last trade, pound yen. Drag and drop it up. Let's see where I got in at. I can quickly show you how fantastic this FX trigger system. From the 4 hours, everything is screaming red, sell. 1 hour, screaming red to sell. Went down to the 15 minutes. This is just a pullback. And once it cleared the goal line here, and I knew that it can easily do another cycle, but that didn't bother me. I knew that after it's done this little cycle, it'll go down and give me some pips. Once you learn all these trading secrets, you will also become a great trader. Took the trade right here, and I traded it as such, the way I teach within the how to trade around the goal line. Remember, from here to the goal line is a pullback. Once it breaks the goal line and keeps going down, then that is a reversal. And then of course I teach how to trade around the goal line. Did go against me, 30 pips, again not a big deal. And I closed it out, it looks like, with 37 pips. And those 37 pips on the pound yen paid $3,359. So this was a fantastic day of trading using my FX trigger system. I'm normally happy with 100 pips. I actually broke 200 pips. Pip total today was 201 pips, and those 201 pips paid $17,012, and that is all as a direct result of practicing using my trading simulator for the MT4 platform. I do this between up to 8 hours every weekend. We'll be doing it again this week. And the thing is, the more I practice, the more successful trades that I get. And this is what you, and by the way, anybody who buys the FX trigger system, I will show you how you can get your hands on this trading simulator. You can buy, you can sell, you can put in orders, you can have many orders running at a time, You can do hedging, and there is many other options and features that I have not even used yet. And it does come with a 25-page PDF book. So remember, if you want to put in a year's worth of trading, you can do that over a couple of weekends, and it will speed up your learning curve quite a bit. So I highly recommend that you get your hands on this trading simulator if you want to find success at a much faster pace. So if your system is not producing like my FX Trigger system, I suggest you get your hands on it. All you got to do is look right below this video and you'll see this right up. It's my FX Trigger system. I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. If you don't learn this, you'll never succeed. Now my system comes with over 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Comes with 5 MT4 templates, 12 custom indicators, and of course my favorite meter. Now I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. Again, this is what you're going to need, a lot of education to succeed. Now there's a lot of ways to trade, and that's why I teach a lot of different ways to trade. And there was 42 videos, but I threw in the bonus one. Now there's 43, and the bonus one is how to backtest using the trading simulator. It's about 50 minutes long with tons of tips and tricks to help you to find success at trading. Now you can put this video on pause, read all the different ways that I teach how to trade the markets. If you have any questions, quite simple, pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, just send me an email. Here's my email address. Now I do prefer Skype. I made it simple, easy. All you got to do is click on this link and we will have Skype connection. And through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session. Probably lasts about 45 minutes or so, depending on how many questions you have. I will give you some tips and tricks on how to trade the markets. And of course, keep in mind, there is no obligation to you. Now, if you click on this link right here, you'll see 32 screenshots of all the trigger systems that I've been building over the years. So that just about wraps up this video and this trading week. And I'll repeat it one more time again. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trading day, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.